Hey guys, welcome back to Second Kick Moto and Auto. I got the GMC Sierra behind me. We're going to dress it up a little bit and get it ready for winter. So stick with me, and here we go. So here's the Sierra. I've had it for 2.5 years now. It's been a good truck for me. You guys saw a little while ago I put the cold air intake on it, and just an update on that. I've picked up roughly about 80 kilometers a tank. But now the tires are getting worn. It's getting some rust spots in that, like all these trucks do around the back fenders. On the box, the fender wells are rusty and they're getting pretty rough. So we got some stuff coming and some stuff we're going to put on it. I've already done some rubberized undercoating and some new paint underneath just to clean that up on the rockers. Let me show you here. Got some new tires and still steel wheels, but for the look of the truck, that's what I wanted. So we're going to have some good aggressive tires. And I do have some fender well trim coming for this. We have some new running boards. And a little tougher, more original grill than the Denali grill I put in it before. And we're going to do some headlight restore on this. Now, I've done videos on that before, so you can go back and watch that. But I'm going to do it just because they are getting a little fogged up. So, I'm waiting for some parts still. So today, to start with, I'm actually just going to do the headlight restore and change the grill, and I'll come back when that's done. Well, there's day one for me complete on this project I have going on the truck. Have the rocker panels on the cab rubberized undercoated and then painted over top. We got the more original grill back in the truck like it's supposed to be. When I originally got this truck, it just had like the gray all the way around, but the chrome dresses it up a bit. I did the headlight restore and it's definitely made a huge difference. Next year, I hope in the budget I can get some new headlights in this truck because these ones are pretty beat. They've got a little bit of stress cracking and whatnot going on in them, and you can see even the bottom's even a little bit faded yet. So that'll get me through the winter though. And we do have a bug deflector, and like I showed you, running boards, and I do have fender flares and new tires and wheels going on the truck. And that'll get this truck good and ready for winter. I am going through as I'm doing this, and I'm painting the frame as well, which I'll show you when I start getting into the fender wells and the tires and wheels, because I'll be doing that as I pull the wheels off. Well folks, it's about a week later. We're going to get back at the truck now. So now we've got the new grill on. We got our bug deflector. And we got new fender flares for it. So we're going to start with the bug deflector. And we're going to get the fender flares and wheels and do a little painting underneath where the wheels go and whatnot. And do new front brakes while we're at it. So the bug deflector should be pretty straightforward, and once we get it open, I'll be back in a minute. So here's the bug deflector just laying on my hood. And it came with these plugs that go in the hood and the factory holes. And some rubbers so it doesn't hit the dash, or to the back of the hood I should say. And there is some screws in there. So you simply push these up where the holes line up right here. There's a spot underneath in your hood, and then when you tighten the screw down, the steel will draw back and squeeze the rubber and make it tight. Pretty straightforward stuff. 5-minute install. So it's very simple. Those rubber plugs go in the holes that are already in your hood. You tighten the screws up, it swells the rubber up. It's 4 Phillips screws, and just like that, your bug deflector's on. There is one thing to do once we get the hood closed down, and that's to apply these. Now, instructions usually tell you to put them on the hood back where it's going to fold, and this is to keep flexing from chipping the paint on your hood. Now, what I've always done is I actually put them on the back of the bug deflector, and that way if you ever have to take the bug deflector off if it breaks or you just don't like it, you don't have these little things stuck to the hood of your truck. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and this install is done. There, now the bug deflector's on. That looks a lot better. This is general cleanup on the truck. So got the hubcaps off. Gonna pull the centers off. We're gonna do one wheel at a time. Gonna start with this wheel, take it off. Gonna do the brakes, some paint, put the fender flare on, put the new wheel and tire back on, mud flap, and move to the back, and then I'll turn the truck around and do the other side. So now the wheel's off, and as you can see, I've given it a vice grip garage rebuild. Just repainted the frame and whatnot. It's an actual chassis paint that I got, and then brake paint, because you can probably see these through the new wheels. Now I went and did this before I changed the pads, just for the reason that now when you put new pads in here, you're gonna have nice black pads. It'll look a little nicer, and don't worry about the paint on the rotor. It's gonna just get cleaned off first couple times you hit the brakes anyways. I don't know if you noticed, but my sway bar is not where it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna have to go get new sway bar links for this truck as well and get those on, because that's not good. I haven't really felt the roll in the truck, but it's definitely not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be down on that control arm down there. So just something else to get done on the truck. But gonna let this dry. Gonna probably work on getting a fender well on, fender trim that is, and then we'll do the brakes and put the new wheel on. Well, there's one corner done. Looks really good. I changed the look of the truck a lot. As you can see, you got the fender flare on. Now the Chevys do fit. This is a Chevy fender flare on a GMC, so there's a little bit of a gap here I'm gonna have to work on, and I trimmed that up a bit. But there's the new wheel. You can see the painted brake caliper behind it. Just cleaning things up. Got the mud flap on it. I'm gonna give this truck a good wash once this is all done. So we're gonna move on to the back. Already got the wheel off, and it's rusting pretty bad in here. So I've actually just smeared some grease on it, and hopefully it soaks in and slows that down, because now we're gonna cover it with the fender flare, and I don't need it creeping up past the fender flare. So we're gonna go ahead and do our vice grip garage rebuild and paint all this up, and then get the fender flare, the wheel, and the mud flap on. And here's the back side all done. Because these fender flares aren't meant for the Chevy, they are a little slightly different shaped than that for the GMC, so you gotta fiddle with them a bit if you want to make these fit. These are DNA motoring. They're only a couple $100. That's why I got these ones, and I didn't want the big ones that stuck out with the bolts in them. But looking good. I also got a little GMC sticker for the box. So I'm going to flip around and do the other side. It's the exact same as this side, so there's no need to film it. And then tomorrow I'll be putting the steps on, and that's where the video will continue. See you then. And it's a day later, and here's the end project finally. Bug deflector, fender flares, new tires and wheels, steps. So you can see the nice painted brake calipers in there. All the frame has been painted. Added that little GMC sticker on the box too. So, you know, there'll be more to do on this truck in the future, but I'm good for now. We're coming into winter, and that makes me happy. So, there's a party down the street going on. So, gonna go for a ride on the bike now. Thanks for watching, guys. And please do subscribe. And if you want to know when I put up more content, tap that bell. Cheers. See you again.